Well, I'm still going up. This mountain can only have so much up in it, but I still seem to be going up. There's still some snow down there melting. I did wonder where that water was coming from for the glacier bit there, but like the high pack ice down through there was a very noticeable river run, and I'm like, oh wow. Over there, roughly in the middle of the shot, is the original. That one about twice the height of that already, and that's over there is all Hunchback Hills and all that kind of good stuff. There's a nice little rock outcrop over there. Might explore that on the way down. I can see the meadow beginning the Powderface Trail. Way out in the distance I can see it, but this camera's certainly not going to pick it up. I can actually see Calgary, big lumps of buildings sticking out of the ground, and over there with no snow on now. There was snow on them the other day. That's the Rockies. These are all the foothills. That's the Rockies over there. Apparently up in Jasper, I heard on the news on the way around, there's 70 centimeters of snow in one place. That is insane. We're in the middle of June. Right, I've stopped for a photography break. I have a rest, because I can tell you now, there's a lot of up on this trail. It's not so much the up that's the problem, it's the rock. So I'm continually stepping over rocks. There's a clearing down there I want to explore on the way down. I'll have a look at that. I think I saw where that was in the forest, but I will check that out when I get down there. Yeah, right. The amount of logging that they've done up in there, but it'll all grow back. Yeah. Right. I will continue going up, I guess. Well, that's that bit of steep up done. I don't know how much. I mean, mountains can only have so much up, you know what I mean? Even Mount Everest runs out of up eventually. Nice flowers in here, by the way. Yeah. Those rocky crags down there. That one little patch of snow, look. That'll be where all that water's coming from. I did wonder, there was a whole pile of water running down the mountain, and I'm thinking, well, this is a really unusual place for water to still be flowing this time of the year, and I can see that patch of snow down in the middle there. That's obviously exactly where that's coming from. Yeah, that rock band along there. Might have to explore that. Right, and in the meantime, I will continue going, bet you can't guess which direction. Up. Oh. Yep. I see a lot of cut-off trails up the side of here, so I'm suspecting people have cut off these zigzags all the way up here. That one's extremely wet, that corner, so I think I will just hop this corner. That's probably why people are coming across here. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, there's still snow there as well, look. That's why that's still wet. See the snow on the corner there? Yeah, now we are, what the hell are we? 20 something of June, middle of the year, and the snow is still melting there, let's see. Oh look, more rocky up. Right, let me put this away until I finish this bit of rocky up. Well, this is as far as my up goes, because this ridge actually runs for a very long way. It'll actually go all the way down the valley. Where are we? That's there, down over there, there's Moose. Right, so this mountain right in front in the middle of the picture, that's Moose Mountain, and the other side of Moose takes you on all the way back down the back end of, like, the other side of there is Prairie Mountain and all that kind of good stuff, and then you've got all the ranges along there. Oh dear, excuse me. Wow, tell you what, it's bloody steep up in here, but it's well worth it. Look at that for a view. Looking down there, I can see the all the infrastructure. I have walked up that road. There is a road over there that goes up the side of those mountains there. Bottom end of Moose, you can see two flattened areas there. That's all oil and gas up in there. Don't wander up in there. I went up there once. It is a really, really boring road, and it just goes on forever. And about every hour or so you get a big truck go hurtling past you, kicking up dust and crap. So not really worth the walk up there. Not much to see. these hills here, very nice. You can get out the other side of those, and you're all down the back of Prairie, and down in that next valley over there will take you down into what's called Highway 66. And over this side, this is as far as I'm going up here, I'm going to find a shady spot and have a sit down. It looks like some rocks over there. Somebody pulled up some rocks. I think somebody had the same idea that I have. Right, found a lunch spot. And this side, we have, right smack in the middle of the shot, is Hunchback Hills. And I might be going up there next weekend. So we'll have a look and see. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I know it's an absolute pain in the rear end walking up here, but I can tell you now. Let's get off the flowers. All the flowers are coming and going. There's loads of flowers. You look at them and you're like, wow, how do these things even grow up here, you know? But I'm going to go and have a look over in here because I see a nice pile of rocks, which looks like an amazing place to actually have a sit down. Looks like somebody might have camped in here at some stage. Yes, that looks like that was a fire pit at some stage. Not probably lighting a fire up here. There's not exactly an abundance of firewood, but you want to leave as much of this rotten wood up here as is possible, because this is the only thing that keeps the soil replenished. All the leaves and the rotten wood. Yeah, I wouldn't camp up here and burn the wood, because these trees up here, I can tell you, take a very, very long time to grow. So yes, I wouldn't be doing that. In fact, I will knock that one over. Yeah. Hopefully discourage people from doing the same thing. So I am going to go and sit by one of these nice trees over here and enjoy that view whilst I have something to eat. Now I can tell you that places like this are an absolute goldmine of wildlife. And you'd be amazed what you can spot from the top of a hill like this. Oh, and as if by magic, a chair appears. That looks like my lunch spot. Right, so I will sit here, enjoy that view, and yeah. Okay, so that's Grey Shale Corner. There's a corner over on that mountain I call Grey Shale Corner. I always thought that was a bit of a slog getting up that hill, but that one is actually, Hunchback Hills is actually way easier to get up. This hill I'm on now is called Cox Hill, and it's way easier to get up Hunchback. It's not too far off the same elevation, I shouldn't think. Looking across the valley there, I should think we're fairly close to the same elevation. You have to drive down Powder Face 10.2 kilometres from the top to get to that one. See if I can just see the road for you. I mean, I can see it, but I'm not sure how well it will show up on this camera. Right down in the bottom of the valley there, you can just about see a little white line. That is Powder Face Trail. And if you look along the bottom there, you can just see it. There's a very narrow section there that's got a big drop off on it. Yeah, that is down in there. Yes, very nice. Can't see any wildlife moving on the hill, which is a good thing, because this is prime bear country up here. So I am going to sit on my rock over here. I am going to very much enjoy having my lunch. And then I'm going to walk back down, because if you look over that way, clouds are building, and this time of the year they can build fast like they did yesterday, and then suddenly you find yourself in the middle of a thunderstorm. Well, sat on top of this hill is not where I want to be in a thunderstorm, so I will have something to eat and head back down. Yes, that one over there looks like a thunderstorm brewing, so that's not good. So set this up here somewhere. Sit down. Spare t-shirt always makes a good chair. Oh yeah, some more big cloud coming over that way. The only problem with stopping is the bugs turn up. This stuff actually works remarkably well. I enjoy it. This stuff works good. Yeah. sausage roll for lunch. It's always good. One thing a lot of people forget when coming up on a hill like this is a hat. This is brilliant in the rain because it's like a waxed material. It gets wet, but the water just rolls off it. But if that doesn't make it worthwhile, I have no idea what does. Need to put some corks around here. Somebody made a comment on one of my last videos, asked me whether I was from UK or a Kiwi. A lot of people ask me if I'm Australian. Truth, mate, Christ no, not Australian. But maybe if I put some corks on my hat, then I could be Australian. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many times I get asked that. I can see Door Jam Mountain over there. That's interesting. So if that's Door Jam, that must be Yates Mountain, in which case, oh yes, there it is, Yumnuska Mountain. It's one of the most navigable mountains around here because it's very, very distinctive. It's a big shape like this, like a half moon kind of shape, and the front face of it is 500 feet straight down, so it's very easy to spot. I can't remember, Yumnuska means something. Great Wall or something like that. I can't remember now. Next time I'm talking to Eric. Eric's a friend of mine. He lives on the reserve over here. I don't speak his language. It all sounds very, very complicated to me. I did try to learn some words once, but that's all very complicated. I have enough trouble speaking English, especially in an English accent, because people think I'm an Australian. Christ, mate. And the Yumnuska, I think the word Yumnuska means vertical wall or big wall or something like that. But that's a really good navigation point around here. There's several like that around here that really do stand out. Yeah. Over that way there's a mountain called Gibraltar Mountain. Big square. So if that is Yates, that must be the back of Mount Baldy, in which case that must be the Fisher Range. Now, the number of times I've been up that hill over there is that's Deer Ridge. That's where I cleared out all those trees there the other year. And the number of times I've been up there, and it always felt like a long walk. I'm about, get off, bud. I'm about twice that height. So I have two of these with me. So. People forget to eat and they forget to drink, and I'm really bad for that. I'll set out some days and I just forget to eat and drink, but I could feel my hands were starting to get tight. You start getting numb in your hands. If you ever feel that, stop, drink. Doesn't matter where you are, drink. You need it. Yes. I've just spotted another place that I like to go over there. If I had my zoom lens on my other camera, I could zoom in on these places. There's a place over there. It's called 70 Buck Hill, and what looks like that far behind it is called Eagle Hill. Eagle Hill is right over there in the distance. That cliff band looks mighty small from here. Mind you, if I'm sitting over there and look this way, this cliff band along here looks pretty small too. These are good sausage rolls. These are really good. clouds build in fast. It can build really, really fast around here. Look at that. In the time that I've actually just stopped, have a bite to eat, that cloud's thickening up really fast. It grows really, really tall. Where the air comes over the mountains and then gets down this side, it can bubble up really, really fast, and that's why we get such violent thunderstorms. That air can suddenly start towering up there 10, 15, 20,000 feet, and trust me, you can get some horrendous storms out of these things. So I just took all my gear off. I'm going to have a rest, have a drink. Always make sure you adjust your clothing. It's very tempting to just keep walking, but I know that my other belt is not sitting right, so that all needs adjusting, so I have to take all that lot off. So where I am parked is about straight line, if I had to guess, about straight line 6 kilometers that way. However, walking down this rocky trail, considerably more, so I will pack this up in a second, have a drink of water and get out of Dodge. Right, as always, when you stop, make sure have one last look around before leaving. Make sure you left nothing behind. Don't want to leave your keys on the ground up here, it means you've got to come back up and get them. Yeah, and that would not be good. Remember I was saying how quickly the cloud forms. Look at this. I have been stopped, I kid you not, if I had to say 15 minutes tops, absolutely 15 minutes tops. And you can see how quickly the cloud is building here. That one over there is the one I'm worried about, because until you've been on top of one of our mountains in a thunderstorm, trust me, people underestimate it. Which is why I'm not going any further that way. So I'll have one more look around. Moose Mountain over there, all along the ridge. I can see Banded Peak in the distance there, all along the high ridge and all that lot. This is a great ridge. I mean, this ridge goes literally as far as you can see, way over that way. It goes all the way over. You can literally ride mountain bike all along here. This is a very, very popular mountain bike route. Yeah, over there is Yumnuska, and I can see 70 Buck, Eagle Hill, Deer Ridge and all that. Anyway, I don't have time to mess around. I need to get off this mountain. That one there is turning into a storm cell. Look at it. Look at that. See how quick, if I set this up on a time lapse, you'd be amazed. It doesn't look like it's moving, but I can tell you it is. That one over there is shearing off the air is shearing off the top of Moose Mountain. You can see it shearing, see the shape, like that U-shaped kind of thing. So I need to get off this exposed ground and head back down. But having said that, in order to get the views, I've got to go all the way down there. Actually, I've got to go considerably further than that now. The temptation, my normal route would be to go straight down there. However, I'm up here on my own, and this is a weekday. So on a weekend, you'll find loads and loads and loads and loads of people up here. On a weekday, very rare. Don't see too many people up here on a weekday, and I have a very long way to go. So the temptation when the weather's closing in on you like that is to start going faster. Well, that's never wise, 'cause, I mean, this is a good bit of trail. If you look at this, it's still very rocky. One ankle slip on this rock and my trip down the mountains is going to be extremely painful. I'm going to have to cut one of these trees down and make a pole. I really don't want to have to do that. So I'd rather be walking down this mountain than hobbling down this mountain. So I will go this way. I can see a lot of people, they've made shortcuts through here. If you look, see there's a shortcut down through there. I'm not going to take it, because for it to be a shorter route, it therefore has to be a steeper route, and on loose rock, not wise. If you're going to go missing in the mountains, it's a good idea to go missing on a known trail. Once you start wandering off trail, you'd be surprised. Literally, you could walk right past somebody. I could walk past somebody. I've done it in a former life of mine. It used to be my job. I would literally, I could be 20 feet off the side of here and you wouldn't even know I was there, you know. So if you were incapacitated on the ground, unless somebody had good dogs with them and stuff, you'd never know there was even people there. So, golden rule, I do go off exploring on my own in various places, but this one, not so much, because this is actually a lot of mountain to search if you went missing. I used to do search and rescue. That was part of my job many years ago, but I can tell you now, it's a right royal pain in the arse when somebody has not let anybody know where they're going, not left a map as to where they're going, left no indication as to where they're going, and nobody has a clue which mountain they went up. So there are many things that you can do. You can leave instructions. I've left instructions and with people, so if I don't turn up by tomorrow, they would know where to come and look. So they never worry about it if I'm like a day late. That's not really too much for me. That's not unusual, but 2 days late, that'd be unusual. I've only ever been late once in my life, and that was 10 minutes in 1982 for a dental appointment. Long story, not going to go into it. But, right. Hey, Mr. Squirrel. See, look how easy these squirrels and that get up and down these hills. These little chipmunky things or whatever they are. I don't know whether that's squirrel or chipmunk. It looks like chipmunk. They go up and down these hills like it's nothing. Yeah. See, that shortcut corner would have come out here, and to be quite honest, for the length of time it took me to take the proper route, not even worth it. This is actually a lot steeper than it looks. I am literally on the balls of my feet coming down here. My toes are crunched up in my boots. It's that steep. I'm pigeon stepping. You can probably see on the video. I'm pigeon stepping down here because it is very steep. And there's people come flying down here on mountain bikes. There's a chap in Calgary. Oh, what's it called? Something bow. It's an electric trike, if you like, for handicapped people, so that they can still do hiking and stuff. Oh, what the hell is it called? Not Bowflex. It's the bow something. Anyway, it's a chap in Calgary designs and builds these things. They actually race them down this hill. And I can tell you, if you walk down this hill and then you watch a video of the bowhead, that's what it's called, bowhead. If you watch those things coming down, I am literally pigeon stepping down here. I mean, look at that. Down that side is almost a cliff. In fact, I know there are rocks down in there, so that's why I'm not taking a shortcut. But they literally ride those things down this hill, and they don't hang about. So hats off to those people. If you ever actually do this trail, you'll have a whole different appreciation, not only for the bravery of the people that ride those things down this hill, but for the sheer engineering, design and build and everything for these things. It's just insane. It's fantastic engineering, really well designed and built. You want to see some of the places they take those things, and they're quite something. They have a large back wheel and very powerful electric motors, and they literally come ripping down, and I mean ripping. If you get a chance, this is Cox Hill. They did a race down here. I can't remember what it was called. It was like a time trial thing, and they came down here on those bowhead things, and they are literally flying. They are flat out down here, and those things do not hang about. They are really fast. Gives you a whole different appreciation for the skill and design and the people that ride them. I mean, look at that. You know, you could walk down that if you want. See, there's that cloud behind me. Look at that. In that short period of time, literally I've done about 3 or 4 little switchbacks, and in that short period of time, that's turning into quite the cloud. So when I get to this corner, this next corner, switchback, I will switch this off a little bit. I'll head down into the forest. Once I'm down into the forest, that's not too bad. People always say, you know, you don't want to be in a forest when you're in a lightning storm, but in a forest there's a million trees that stand up above the ground, one of them gets hit and you happen to be stood next to it, oh well, that's your time, too bad. But it, if you're the tallest thing on the landscape, yeah, this is why I didn't take a shortcut. See the rock down through there? Yeah, not scrambling down that if I don't need to. I can tell you now, it's very steep. It's hard on the toes. It's really hard on the toes, actually. There we go. But having said that, look at it. Isn't that insanely amazing? Absolutely amazing. That clouds are not amazing. I don't like that amazing cloud. I must admit, that cloud can bugger off. But again, I got absolutely soaked yesterday on my trip out, and it was supposed to be nice, but this time of the year it can do this. The only thing, I mean, the thunderstorms are one thing, but we get golf ball size and bigger hailstorms, and sat underneath one of those in a forest, I am finding the biggest tree, setting up a tarp and just hanging out. I'm not fighting that one. You get hit in the head with one of them things, that's it, game over. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen any of our videos of Calgary when the hailstorms come through, but they will literally shred every car on the street, and I mean shred, very much left on, and rip all the sides of the houses off, roofs, chimneys, you name it. It's like getting machine gunned by 50 caliber ice cubes. Yeah. Look how quick that cloud is building. Bloody crazy, eh? Right, I know I've got some loose rock coming up down through here in this first part of the tree, so I'm going to put this away for now and do some more further down. Well, I couldn't possibly come down the trail without stopping on this lookout corner. Yeah. Those two clouds are now merging into one, and that lot is building up behind it pretty fast. So, yep. But either way, even though the storms are coming, it's what a great place to stop and just actually enjoy it for a second. It's going to be a 60-second break, and then I'm going to head back on down. Quite often when you're doing stuff like this, I've already dropped a huge amount of elevation from up there. Quite often when you're doing stuff like this, all you need to do is stop for a couple of minutes. Some people push and push and push and push and push, and unfortunately what happens is you just get exhausted and drop. And you get exhausted and drop out here, it's going to be a long time before anybody finds you. So it's a very good idea. Take it slow. Have a rest and just enjoy where you are. Look at that, absolutely stunning. Right, I will continue on my way. Quick, Rick Rise and Short. Come on, just keep going. Alright then. Oh, this is a lot easier going down than up.
Which is the case, eh?
Right, well, we'll stop that bit for a bit. I'm about halfway down, I guess. It bumped into two people, so I stopped and had a chat. This is about halfway down. The road is down in the bottom now. I've got to lose about another 100, 150 meters, something like that. I can see the road at the bottom. Yeah, I'm probably 100, 150 meters, maybe 200 tops above that. But not too far. I'm about halfway down. I'm going to turn the camera off a bit, let it have a bit of a rest. And I should do some more when I get to the bottom.